One thing or
so just a few highlights. You don't need to go through everything you've spoken about. Just a few highlights that your group's talked about, just to give us a feel. So, shall we start? Roger, can we start with your group?
So some of the stories that we spoke about are, we talked about the various youth provision in the area, and that there's actually a really strong churches network, regardless of the denominations. That's something that I've noticed, is that everybody seems to be working really well together, and there's a variety of provision run voluntarily through the churches. There was different provision at St George's Community Trust, again, you know, obviously based at a church, like a youth club, training employability, mentoring. There's a lot of local knowledge and local people contributing their time and volunteering hours through. There were a couple of examples of the charity shop and the New Horizons Cafe. And we spoke about as well, we spoke a long time about young people, and particularly negative stories that are in the community at the moment about some of their behaviours, but we also spoke about, and I say we, the royal we, me, that actually there's a lot of positive stories there about young people in the community, and there's a lot of good things going on. And actually there's quite a joint response going on with different services trying to tackle some of these issues. We didn't really talk as much about other areas, that's about it really. Oh, hello.
Keep that bit in.
We all agreed that North Halifax is absolutely loaded with skills. There's not only of the climbing masts in the South China Seas, they've also helped to run Calderdale Council and run many engineering companies and hospitals and everything. So the people who are here, what we have to do is get them to actually work for the rest of us in North Halifax. We have absolutely tons and tons of opportunities to share the skills among each other. The group that I represent is Men's Sheds, and whilst it sounds as if it's an old fogies club for guys, it isn't. It's just at its infancy, where we're going to harness the skills of the guys that live in North Halifax for the benefit of the community. Some of them know it, and some of them think you just come along to cut bits of wood up, but we are getting there. And we had our AGM last Wednesday when we had 17 guys there, and we've now got 22 paired up members. And that's just the absolute beginning. We need to get all the other guys that we see in Morrison's when we go up for some bread or milk or whatever like that. We need to explain to them that they've got skills that can benefit the rest of us round here. We need to shout of all the things that we've got in North Halifax, all the different groups. We're going to have a party in the park down at
24th of June.
24th of June. We're going to have a tea party in the park over at Beechwood on the 1st of July. This is when we can all get together as a community and look at all the things, all of the treasures that we have in North Halifax, and then explain it, and then get people to take part and to make them a richer vein of things. Because, as I say to my kids and my grandkids, and that when they're fighting each other, look, what you're fighting each other for, there's loads of people out there that want to do you a disservice. We all related, we all part of the same family, the same community. And what we should be doing is looking after each other and letting all the rest of them fight among themselves. We should be making things better for ourselves. Now, we all know that there's problems with the kids and stuff like that, but there's a massive amount of work going on in this area. Mm-hmm. The people from Oven and Mixing Initiative have got all kinds of initiatives going forward, and the one at the moment is with the girls, and they have actually started doing running classes and stuff like that, so they can take part in the mudder later on in the year, and be going to football at Oscar. We have tons and tons of assets within this area, but what we need to do is to tell the people that live here. We need to shout it out as much as we possibly can at every opportunity. We have an asset there that's been wasted that Debs runs. Debs has got a community garden at the back of Three Ways. That is an absolutely fabulous facility, but there's no. What it lacks at the moment is volunteers to come along and make it a vibrant garden, a vibrant community garden where people can harness their own skills, but you need people with organisational skills as well as gardening skills, so that it can work. So you can get members along, and you can advertise it and do the books and stuff like that. You need people of all of those skills in every operation that's going, you know. And we've got all of those skills. All we have to do is convince the people that live here that that's what we need to help each other to make North Halifax a much better place to live, and to increase the actual reputation of North Halifax within the rest of Calderdale. Because a lot of the time we get put down when we shouldn't get put down. And we should start fighting back and telling everybody, look, go to men's sheds. If you don't like it, don't go again. But give it a chance. If you want to go to a volunteering service, have a go. Don't give up after you've been to the first one because you don't like it. But there's another volunteering service that may be right up your street. There are opportunities everywhere within North Halifax, and I think we should just shout and tell people that, you know, get out there and help your neighbour. You know, I mean, the idea of all of these things is just to increase community awareness, so that if there's a lady in living on the Grove that's got a kid, one parent family, and the bike's broke that he got for Christmas, and he can't afford to take it to a shop to get repaired, fetch it round to men's sheds and we'll have a look at it. You know, we need to build bridges between everyone in the community and help to support each other in everyday life. That's it.
Come on there, Dave.
We talked a lot about community networks, and a lot of the stories that we were talking about at the beginning were the impact that social policy has. So we talked about people moving house because of the bedroom tax, and the networks that are built up between vulnerable people and how they can be broken by things like transport links that we've got, and talking and giving voice to people who are vulnerable. So I mentioned about the ward forum where people from the community were asking questions of the men in suits from the bus company, and they were coming with so you were there, so you know 97.2% of our buses run on time and on the right route because it says so according to the GPS, and it's like, well, that one question about a specific bus isn't really helping us when what we need is how do we get to Asda. You know, that's the big social policy questions that need asking, and trite answers from men in suits aren't going to help us. But those big policies make a big difference to the networks that we've got around the place. And there are some great news stories out there, like Ash Green taking people to the supermarket on a Friday in the buses and stuff like that. Real community school at the heart of the community, supporting the community to do the things the community needs to do. Did I say community enough there? Stick that on the web. But there's all sorts of things to do with networking, and one of the great strengths that came at the end was that there are little networks of people who are vulnerable adults who are aware that not everybody has everything sorted around North Halifax. There isn't an assumption that, well, everybody's got cornflakes to put in front of the kids. Some people know, most people know that their neighbours might be struggling to make ends meet because they might have had their benefits stopped for the next 10 weeks and they might be living off fresh air, you know. So there are groups of people who will support the people around them, real community sense of community spirit. But allowing the people, we're not talking about allowing, facilitating people who have no voice to have a voice in their own community needs to be happening. We need to be enabling people to shout about the things that are affecting their lives and to shout about the good things that could be affecting their lives, and making that happen. Because there's things like a community cafe in the Addy down in Maxenden where there is money in a pot for people who can't afford to pay, but making sure that people know that it's there, that it is available, and that you don't have to be stigmatised for using it. So working out how people can live their lives and be proud. That was a word we kept coming back to. The people of North Halifax, we're proud people. And how do we carry on having pride whilst supporting each other in these networks that we've got? Is that everything? Yeah. Cool.
Wow. So I think that really captures a feeling of the amazing stuff that we have to work with, and I think we've really drawn out some amazing stuff there. So thank you for that. I think Roger